welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be going over some stuff that I like to use with the kids as part of their home education, as part of their curriculum. Things that we can do that are hands-on, scientific, fit in with their learning style, and just some stuff that I've picked up in the last sort of 8 weeks. We've been home editing for 8 weeks. I still it feels like it's been ages, but at the same time it's gone really quick. We've done so much stuff and I've had so many amazing tips and tricks off of so many different lovely people, inspirational people. So I thought I would just share some of the stuff I've learnt with you and some of the stuff that we've got, and give a few recommendations to some of the businesses out there that we like to use. So, get comfy. Oh, and I have to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell. Hannah works super duper hard on her baking videos. I work super duper hard editing the videos, and all of this is for you, so that we can share our life and how we learn and what we do and how we progress with everyone. And we really do enjoy doing it. So yeah, we would love it if you would subscribe, and then you get updates for all of our new videos, kids reviews, baking videos, toy reviews, toy unboxing, and more grown-up videos on curriculum and learning and Q&A sessions. I've got so much planned. So yeah, let's get on with all these products that I've got. So the first thing I used, one of the first things I actually bought, I love planning. I love writing lists. I love making sure that every single day isn't rigid but has some sort of constructional element to it, that I wake up in the morning and have a basic idea of what we're going to do. If I wake up in the morning and I have no idea what we're going to do, generally what happens is then the kids have no structure and they just go nuts, and the house ends up a bomb site, and it's just not a very good atmosphere to do learning in. So I like to plan, and this amazing book I found on Amazon. It is American. It says it's $16.99. I think I got it for like 13-14 quid, UK pounds. But it is absolutely fantastic for everything. Like, I don't just use it as a homeschool planner, it covers my life. I've never ever found a diary that is so good before. So it's called the A+ Homeschool Planner, and it's by a lady called Amy Sharoni. And the reason why I love it so much is because if we flip to the inside, so here's the contents, so you can see that there. So basically it has a year calendar, goals for the year, month calendars, week calendars, and then the year in review. And with each week you have space for up to 6 students. So I've only got 2, 3 when he's old enough. Yeah, so what I do is, in the student space I have 2 spaces for Hannah, 2 spaces for Daniel, 1 space for Felix, and a space for trips and extra stuff that we do that's not really planned, so it's like nice little surprise elements. Also at the end of each week you have spaces to record things they've done. So for example, at the end of my weeks, I like to, in the extras section, I have books read Hannah, books read Daniel, trips, achievements, and nature notes. And then there's a spare space for anything else that I feel needs to go in. And then each day you have space, pre-bullet pointed spaces, to write down everything that they've done. So it's really nice because it gives you the opportunity to be able to look back at the end of the year and see how far they've come. Literally in 8 weeks, Hannah and Daniel have come so far. We've done so much. I mean, I can flick through this and like every single page, like Park trip, shopping trip, we went to Alba Valley, Hannah started swimming lanes, we went to the park, we did mystery science, we had a ballet show. I know every single book that they've read. They've done ice skating, they've seen their friends. It's absolutely fantastic. So I would definitely recommend this book 110% because it's just fantastic. I literally don't forget anything now. Apart from the day, I've noticed that actually, this is a tangent, when the kids were at school, Hannah was in year 2, Daniel was in year R, although I was absolutely shattered permanently from doing school runs, I knew kind of what the day was. However, now that they're not at school, I'm dreadful. The amount of times it's got to the evening and they've had clubs and somebody from the club has messaged me and said, oh, are you coming today? And I'm like, oh my goodness, we're at the beach. I forgot it was Monday. I can't express to you enough with home education how much time literally runs away with you because you are having so much fun. We have done so much, and yeah, this has really helped with organising our life and making sure that every base is covered and they're not missing out on anything. So that is the A+ Homeschool Planner by Amy Sharoni, the essential homeschool tool for every family. Definitely worth getting that if you're new to home ed. Even if you're not new to home ed, get it anyway. It's brilliant. Another resource I really like to use, which was actually recommended to me by the school that the children were at before we took them out, is Twinkle. Twinkle is an online site that is used by schools a lot and by teachers, other home educators, parents. There is elements that you can download for free, which are really good. So it's really good if you're on a really low budget. We've got the cheapest subscription because we're always on a really low budget, which just allows me to save resources that I like if I haven't got printing ink at the time. It allows me to save things so that I can plan for the future. It's got hundreds of thousands of printable resources, online storybooks, PowerPoint presentations, videos, games, just so much stuff. So what I've noticed in the last 8 weeks with Hannah is she does struggle occasionally with her spelling. It's not something that we're worrying about because she's a lot like me, and I totally understand where she's coming from in the fact that her brain operates too quickly to be able to put things down on paper in a sensible order. I do it still. But what we're doing is each day Hannah works through this fantastic resource, Common Exception Words for Year 2, and it's printed out. You can print it out and it's in a book format, so it's really simple. You just staple it together. And it's got all the common exception words that they will cover in Year 2 if following the curriculum is something that you want to do, or if you notice that your child needs a little bit of a helping hand with something. Because we're so new to home ed, it's just nice to have these things like this to kind of bump us along and keep us within parameters that we know that we are teaching them effectively. This literally takes her 10 minutes. She's just got to look and say some words, look, say and write, cover the word up and try and write it without looking at it, and then check it and write it again. And then she's got to fill in the missing word in a sentence, and then she's got to write her own sentence. So it's getting that muscle memory, it's practicing the spelling, practicing the words for a couple of times so that it's really in there, applying that to the English language and then consolidating it by making up her own sentences, which for me is really good because I know that she's taking in, and I must admit she's come on leaps and bounds since doing this. But Twinkle's absolutely fantastic. I've already got folders and folders of resources for things that we want to do in the future. For example, Hannah wants to do the Stone Age because her friends will be doing it when they go to Year 3, but because we now don't have terms, we will cover that in the summer holidays and we'll do all the visits. We'll go camping, we're going to visit Wookey Hole and Roman Baths and Butser and Stonehenge and all these different places. Twinkle's got so many resources, PowerPoints and origami stuff, and You can do a hunter-gatherer. It's got lesson plans and everything. And the lesson plans are fantastic because they apply it to different subjects. So physical activities, English language, maths, science, all that kind of stuff. It tells you what each lesson or each idea, what that relates to and how it will help them. It's really good for EYFS as well, so early years foundation stage. That's reception year. That's what Daniel is currently doing. So obviously at that age all they want to do is play. We don't really do a lot of writing. We do phonics, we do simple sentences, we do describing things. But for EYFS it's really, really, really good. The lesson plans are amazing. It's literally written in a bright, colourful, well organised layout so that you can see what each thing relates to. You can print them off, laminate them so that they will last if you've got more than one child. So for example, I'll print them off and I will reuse them again for Felix when he's big enough. But they're absolutely brilliant and I highly recommend Twinkle. I will put a link in the description to the resources I've mentioned. I'll also see if my technological knowledge will allow me to put some sort of thing in one of these corners. I'm still learning how to do it. Yeah, I will try, but it'll be somewhere. It'll be in my blog, it'll be in the Instagram page, it will be on the Facebook page. It definitely will be in the description, and hopefully it will be around here somewhere or down here somewhere. It will be around on the screen somewhere. But yeah, like I said, Twinkle, fantastic resource, especially if you're new to home education. You'll find so much stuff. You can get lost. You'll be there for hours saving things. Another thing that we really, really like to use is the CGP workbooks. These, I kind of like, I let them pick one and we'll work through a page every other day. I don't like to make them do stuff if they don't want to do it, because then they're not going to do it effectively, they're not going to take it in, they're just going to sit there and they won't learn. So yeah, but at the moment they're studying the plant life book. So they do a page of plant life kind of every other day. So that's about getting two plants and comparing them, seeing how they smell differently, what colours they have, talking about the parts of a plant, so the roots and stem and all that stuff, how they're pollinated, how the weather cycles affect them, why they need sunlight, why they need water, which I think is really important and I don't think is covered enough now. So I'm really pleased that with them being at home, books like the CGP books will give me ideas, and they include mini projects in the book as well that will give you ideas to springboard your own type of teaching style with your children. So you can use these as sort of a partner to your own fun way of learning. That's what we do. So rather than sitting there doing boring stuff and writing down things, which Daniel's not going to take in. He's not the type of child that's going to sit there and write endlessly. He's 5, he's not going to do that. So we'll go out to the woods and we'll do a mini beast hunt, or we'll go on a wild plant adventure, or we'll make potions with them, or I'll put them in ice and they have to dig them out. And that is how he learns, and the CGP books really go along with that, but also they inspire him and then encourage him to actually do the workbooks because he's done the fun stuff then, so it piques his interest. So I've got some examples here for you. There's one on phonics, which is a year 1 book, so that's for the future for Daniel. I like to buy things in advance because we don't have a huge budget. We are not rich. We are home educating because we want to, and we feel that it's the best choice for our children. We definitely are not a family that home educate because we have the privilege to afford to do all this extracurricular stuff. It is definitely a necessity for us, and we definitely do try and keep costs to an absolute minimum. Everything is budgeted. We do live penny to the day. So I make sure that when I have money, I buy relevant stuff that that I know they're going to use. It's not going to be wasted. It can be reused possibly, and I can keep it for reference for when they're bigger. So these are all ones for the future. Actually no, this is a current one. This is Hannah's Year 2 handwriting book. Hannah really wants to learn cursive. This is something that she has decided that she wants to do. She wants to learn how to do pretty joined up writing. So I've encouraged her and helped her to do this independently by getting her a handwriting book. The CGP books are really good because they're really colourful, they're really clearly laid out, they're really easy to read, and it works. It starts off quite basic and quite simple, gives them warm-up activities, but then as they progress through the book it gradually gets harder, and the challenges get a little bit more complex but not unachievable. But yeah, these are really good. So there is loads of these. So you do have to be quite frugal and quite well planned with which books. If you are on a limited budget like we are, you do have to be well planned with which books you want to buy, because there are loads and it is a total minefield. What we've done, I've bought the Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 study books for me to look at, so that I know that I'm teaching them the correct things. They are full of information. They are really, 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 really useful books. And then they have the workbooks so that we can work together and learn together, and that is the whole process. Home education is not just for them, it's for me too. There is a lot of things that I didn't take in at school because my priorities weren't to learn at that age. So it's nice now that I'm older and I'm more mature to actually go back and revisit subjects that I didn't have an interest before, but actually now find really interesting, and I can share that with my children, which is lovely. So yeah, they range from about £3 up to, I've seen some that are just under £6. It depends on the thickness. The phonics ones I know are slightly more expensive, and they do come in a really good series. The 10-minute weekly workout books we really, really enjoy. I was saying about being frugal, these are ones that I do take the time and make sure I've got the funds to buy, because they're laid out in terms, which is really useful. They literally have to do 10 minutes a week. It's markable, you can see it's laid out from winter, spring, summer term. Each one's got 12 workouts, and then at the end it's got a progress chart. It's really colourful, it's really, really basic, and it's just enough. It's enough for Daniel to do 10 minutes here and there. That's as far as his concentration span's going to go. And they do these in all the subjects. And for all years as well, which is really nice. So not only has Daniel got these, but Hannah's got them too for English and maths. And they complement the other things we do really well. So on top of these, we are subscribed to a website called Reading Eggs, which is about £10 a month per child, but each sibling, they get a discount. And if you can pay yearly, and if you give them a ring, I'll also put the details in the comments, description, bar-y thing, wherever it's going to go. I'll also put the details for Reading Eggs in there. But if you phone their customer service number, they're really, really, really helpful. And they do offer a home ed discount. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how much it is, but they're really, really worth using. Hannah and Daniel, so they start off, they take a really simple but fun test that's laid out like it's a game, and then that will give them an estimated reading age and an estimated working age for it's Reading Eggs and Math Seeds. It will give them an estimated age to what they're working towards, and then through that they get age appropriate games and things to do, which they can do in their own time. There's no rush. That we put on what's called a learning map. So I don't know if you've ever played a game on your phone where you're like given an island and you have to work through the certain bits of the island and do the challenges, and then at the end of that you get a reward and then you move on to the next island. That's exactly the same as what Reading Eggs and Math Seeds is like. So they have a certain number of challenges on each island. When they've done the final challenge, they do a little 10-question test that's laid out like a game. and then they'll get a certificate, which the kids absolutely love, because obviously with school they get certificated a lot. I'm not the greatest fan of it, but they love getting certificates, and I can stick them in their books, and it shows me the progress that they've made. And also when you sign up through your email, each lesson they complete, it will send you an email with what they've done, what book they've read, what phonics and sounds they've worked towards. It's a really, really, really good website, so I definitely recommend that if you're new to Home Ed too. And Reading Eggs covers from ages 2 right up until 11, I think it is. It starts off with the toddler age, then it's Reading Eggs, and then it's Reading Express, which goes from 7 to 11, I think, and Math Seeds. They're really, really, really good resources to complement the books, because obviously it increases their exposure to technology, which is part of their learning too. They're learning how to use a mouse, they're learning how to use a laptop, they're learning how to operate the internet, they're playing games, they're having fun, but they're covering English and maths too. So I am covering so many bases. Another thing that we really like, and this is something that I've recently come across, and I did ask permission from the lovely business owner to feature her fantastic business idea in this video, and she gave me a resounding yes, is Hannah she's a lot like me, and she's a lot like my mum. She's very emotionally intelligent and analyses things so deeply, but that obviously can negatively affect her sometimes. So we're trying to build on that. We do a lot of yoga, we do a lot of kind of breathing exercises, we do a lot of calming exercises, we have bonding days, we do a lot of stuff to try and help her to deal with things when she's feeling a bit emotional. I came across a Facebook advert for a company called Big Life Journal, who are fantastic, and they create kits and books and resources for mindfulness to talk about mental health, to deal with certain things that children are going to come across in their lives. And there's no point in denying that they aren't, because they will sometimes struggle, and it's about what I want to do is embrace that, accept that, and teach them tools that they can use to get through those times. So in the advert was this is the Challenges Kit from Big Life Journal. It's an amalgamation of a lot of other resources that they have. So they do have bigger, more detailed resources within these subjects. So for example, this Challenges Kit is a 5-day growth mindset, 5-day self-love, 7-day gratitude, 7-day positivity, and 5-day friendship challenge. Each day Hannah takes 10 minutes out of her time to fill in each activity, and she really genuinely enjoys it. It has cutting and sticking in it, she can write about her friends, it gives her the opportunity to really think about what she's good at, think about how she can use positive language if she gets overly critical of something she's doing, rather than saying I can't do it, which we have a lot. It teaches her to change her language so that she can say, well, I can't do it, but I can't do it yet, rather than I can't do it. It's absolutely fantastic, and to be quite honest, I think that these not only are fantastic for children of all ages, but could actually be really useful for adults as well. I've struggled a lot with anxiety and being really shy and not wanting to leave the house, and these are teaching me things too. It's teaching me not to be so self-critical and to have more positive language. So I'm just trying to find something that I can give you an example. So this is day 4 of the self-love challenge. It's titled You Are Amazing. You have to write down 4 affirmations about yourself and write 1 about somebody else. So it gives you it lays it out really well for you. So it starts with I, then choose am or are, and then end with kind, grateful, resilient, compassionate, brave, capable, hardworking. So obviously it's helping Hannah with her writing, but she's doing something that's going to really give her tools to carry through her whole life. These are going to be things that she does take with her as she gets bigger, and especially being a girl, when you get to being a teenager, things like this are really vital. They are vital. They are absolutely vital for every single person needs to know how to deal with those thoughts. So I'm giving a massive shout out to Big Life Journal, because these are gold dust and everybody should go and download it. I will put a link for this as well. You buy the PDF, it comes as a download, it will be sent to your email, and then you get in your email 10 opportunities to download it. But it says 10 opportunities. Once you've downloaded it, you can print it as many times as you need to. So if you've got a lot of children, you do only need to download it once, and then you can print it off as many times as you need. This, fantastic. Definitely worth getting. Another thing that we really like is Usborne books. We've got quite a lot of these, but most of them are in Hannah's room and she's asleep at the moment, so I'm not going to go and disturb her. But yeah, we have Children's Picture Atlas, which we really like to cover. Countries, we normally do like a country of the month, try some food, look at the clothing, where they are in the world, what language they speak, so this is really good for that. And then we've got Look Inside a Roman Town, which I got this from Portchester Castle, but they're really good for kids. They've got like lift the flap stuff in there, and really visually exciting for children, and they're really well priced as well. They're not too expensive, really easily laid out, and they last. They're really hardy, so they're not gonna be trodden on and break and be ripped apart and stuff. Felix is a bit of a book destroyer at the moment. Felix, for his age group, we do actually still read him the Usborne books, and we really like the That's Not My series. We went to Marwell the other day, video will be coming soon, and I got him That's Not My Elephant. Felix, elephants are kind of my spirit animal when it comes to Felix, because he was huge baby. So yeah, anytime I see anything that's an elephant, I love to get that. So the touchy-feely Usborne books for toddlers are really good. It's a really good sensory activity for Felix to do. He loves turning the pages. It gets him used to sitting with me and having some time to read, and just introducing him to basic words and sensory experiences. So definitely get hold of some Usborne books, because they're really good for weekly ideas, and the kids can just pick them up when they want and facilitate their own learning. And last but not least, another subscription that we really enjoy is something called the Curiosity Box. This is a science subscription. They do have a Facebook page, and each week they send out, I will hopefully do an activity video using one of these pretty soon. But yeah, each week they get sent out 2 science experiments to do. Hannah absolutely loves these. They've got loads of bits of information in, all relating to the experiments that are in the box. You can, depending on your budget, order different size boxes. So the most expensive one is $19.95 a month, and you get 4 experiments in that. I think the cheapest is under £10. We get the middle range ones, we get 2 experiments. But if you don't want to subscribe, you can buy boxes one off, and they do special occasion boxes as well. So what do we have in this one? Sparkly Sculptures. That is the experiment for this month, and it gives you everything you need to do it. You don't have to go out and buy stuff. We've got sugar and flour. Flour's in this box as well. So there's the flour. It tells you exactly what you need to do, exactly why you're doing it, what it relates to. It gives you stickers. You get information sheets about different physicists, pictures, Obviously this one's all about electricity, so it's got stuff about, this one's got stuff about Tesla and Thomas Edison, it's got quotes. So not only is it science, but it's covering the history of science as well, which is really, really good. Their customer service is absolutely amazing. They run competitions all the time on their Facebook page. They're definitely worth checking out. We absolutely love the Curiosity Box, and it's a really good addition to the sciencey stuff that they do each week. So that's all the products that I've got today, this evening, and now that the kids have gone to bed, to show you. Like I said at the start of the video, if you could just subscribe to our channel, I'd be really, really grateful, because we do put in a lot of effort for all this stuff and I love doing it. And it's lovely when I see other people giving us so much support, and Hannah really thrives off of people giving her support. She puts a lot of effort into her baking videos. She absolutely loves doing them. It's something that she's found that she genuinely has an active interest in, which I really, really love. She's completely done that off of her own back, so don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell so that each time we upload you get a notification, and I will see you next time.